In today's video, we want to be honest about what it's like to have a dog with cancer. Everything about the process, how we are facing Baloo's cancer, and how Baloo is dealing with it. How the bad days have been, and also the good ones. What we do think after 1 month of chemotherapy, and we will also talk about costs, with as much detail as possible, because definitely it is a very expensive process. Well, for those who are here for first time in this channel, Baloo is one of our dogs, this one over here. And he is a mix of Labrador, 20 kilos one, totally black as you can see, and with the scorpion tail. Yes, we don't know why. And he's turning 5 years old in 3 weeks. And Rebecca is preparing a party for him, so maybe you can see the video in this channel in a few weeks. Baloo was diagnosed with multicentric lymphoma a month ago, and unfortunately, it is very likely that despite our efforts, we will only be able to extend his life by between 1 and 2 years maximum. And there is only a 15% chance that the cancer will completely regress. But of course, if we did not start chemotherapy, the other scenario was to administer the drug to keep it well for at least 3 months. However, after 3 or 4 months, the doggy becomes immune to the drug. In this case, it is prednisolone. And if that happens, there is nothing to do, and that is when it will have to be put to sleep without any other option. The first season was the worst, not because the season itself, but for the days that followed. Baloo felt very bad. He lost his appetite even if we offered him chicken breast. He vomited. He spent the days lying in bed. He didn't want to move. He seemed to have no strength. So, the oncologist recommended us to withdraw the prednisolone and start a syrup plus pills treatment before each meal to stop vomiting and get his appetite back. That medicines cost us about $80 plus 2 injections for the same thing, which cost us about $20. This is when you wonder if you have done the right thing. Before the chemotherapy, Baloo was fine, upbeat and happy, and now that you have done what's supposed to be the right thing, the doggy is awful. But you force yourself to think that this will only last a few days, that it will get better soon. And luckily for us, it was. Baloo was recovering his appetite and good mood, so days go on and the second chemotherapy day arrives, accompanied by its corresponding blood test, to know that everything is going well with Baloo. Second season is going much better than the first one. Baloo spends a second week very well, with a lot of appetite and very good mood. But the oncologists tell us to resume prednisolone, although in a lower dose. So we start giving it to him with fear that everything will go worse again. But no, Baloo continues very well throughout the second week. When the third season of chemo arrives, it's time to do a complete blood test, in which, in addition to his basic levels, the oncologist can also see how the kidneys and liver are doing. And another new problem appears. He has some low levels, something of his liver, so the doctor prescribed us a new syrup to help him to recover that levels. And the doctor tells us that for now, this syrup will become part of the entire chemotherapy treatment, and that unfortunately, its price is quite high. And each bottle lasts about 2 weeks, at $35 per bottle and 17 remaining weeks of treatment. That's another $300 to add to the rest of the medications. On the $35 for the new syrup, that day we had a complete blood test, which is about $50. And well, since we are going into numbers, we are going to make a small count of expenses in this chemotherapy process. This chemotherapeutic process is called Madison-Wisconsin Protocol, which consists of a weekly season for a period of 19 weeks, with breaks of 1 week every 4 weeks. That is, 4 weeks of chemo, 1 of rest, and so on, until completing the scheme, as long as everything goes well, of course. Each chemo season is $180, but as I was mentioning, before each season, we have to do a blood test to see how Baloo's levels are. But week in, week out, we had to do a complete blood test, like a must-deep blood test, to also monitor the kidneys and liver. So the normal blood test costs $20. But the following weeks cost $50, the deep blood test, and so on. Then we have the drugs. Starting with prednisolone, it's about $10 a week. The syrup to prevent vomiting, about $20, which lasts us about a month. When he was vomiting, they prescribed some pills, which only came 10, and it cost us about $75. But luckily, we haven't had to give him again. Then we have the syrup that doctor prescribed us last time, when he gave low levels in something related to his liver. $35 every 2 weeks. So, for a 19-week schedule of treatment with 3 weeks off from chemo, let's see, $180 per season, per 16 season, $2,880. $10 per week of prednisolone, per 19 weeks, $190. $20 monthly anti-vomiting syrup, $95. $35 every 2 weeks of the other syrup will be $300 of the entire process. Basic blood test, $20, 8 times, $160. Deep blood test, $50, 8 times, $400. All this make us a total of $4,025, plus additional ones that will obviously continue come out along the way. I think we can safely be talking about $4,500 that we will have spent at the end of the process. And that's it, leaving out of the calculation the biopsy and visits previous we did to the vet before going to the oncologist for the first time. Vets in Spain was expensive. Vets around the world, I'm wondering, are expensive. But I think, especially in Costa Rica, vets are so expensive. My God, this is being very hard financially. I would like to take this opportunity to thank enormously the people who have supported us with this. Since without asking, some of you have been very kind, giving us a hand with part of the costs. Really, thank you very much. We really appreciate it. Today we should be doing his 4th chemo season, but since the complete blood test came out last week with those low levels, the doctor told us that we better give him rest this week, because the 4th season is also a stronger dose, and she needs that Baloo is at 100%. So for the moment, this is the situation. Well, in conclusion, we can only say that, at least for the moment, it has been worth it. We cannot think about the option of not trying it. Right now, we will be crying on the floor knowing that we have 8 weeks left to euthanize him. So no, that option was not viable at all. And we understand that not everyone is able to afford to spend $4,500 for what is most likely to extend the life of their dog by 1 or 2 years. And in addition of how hard the process can be on a psychological level, it is a tremendous financial blow for any economy of a middle-income person such as our case. And in fact, we just can't do it because our current situation. We have just arrived in Costa Rica, and for the moment we are staying at Rebecca's parents' house, and the fact of not having to pay a rent or a mortgage give us the opportunity to spend the money that we originally wanted to save to pay the down payment on a home, use it now to save the life of our doggy. But definitely, if unfortunately your doggy is diagnosed with cancer, we encourage you deeply to try it. To try everything possible to save his life, or at least extend it as long as possible. Because seeing him running and enjoying himself, as always, becomes a lot more valuable and powerful. It makes you feel like you are doing the right thing, knowing that you are helping him have the opportunity to continue enjoying life, at least for a little while longer, as long as it's possible that the doggy continues to have a good quality life. And well, we must remember that one of human years is 7 years on dog's age, so that's considerably longer. And see him enjoying like this, and be able to enjoy him for a while longer, going out of adventure with him, having a great time with his little brother, that means everything to us. And we hope it means everything to him too. As we say, the probability of total cure is only 15%. But if we get 1 or 2 more years of life for Baloo, in addition to everything he wins, it gives us much more time to get an idea of the future that awaits us with him. And if, unfortunately, we are not able to cure him, at least we will have had much more time to get the idea that there is a possibility to have to make the fatal decision to put him to sleep for forever. And well, that's all for now. That's what we can tell you after a month of treatment. We hope we have been able to clear up any doubts you might have, that you can see what is to have a doggy with cancer, with lymphoma multicentric. Obviously, each type of cancer will have a different approach, but definitely we encourage you to try everything to reach the end and to fight to see your dogs live and be loved every day for as long as possible, maintaining a good quality of life. Thank you very much for joining us in another episode. Remember that you can subscribe to the channel to continue watching our adventures and our vet visits. See you in the next one, which we are going to have camp in the beach with these two guys.
Bye!
Bye bye!